the 2020 class is really showing what Ryan Day and his coaching staff can do. They've got 15 commits already. It's the nation's number 4 class right now, according to our 24/7 composite rankings, the top class in the Big Ten. And the area that's really stood out to me, and I wrote about this a week or so ago, in not only the 2020 but the 2021 class, are the wide receivers. Brian Hartline has done a great job taking over for Zach Smith, not only helping to develop guys, but the recruiting has been off the charts. They landed the number 1 wide receiver recruit in the country in Julian Fleming about a month and a half ago. They've got the number 13 wide receiver in G. Scott, the number 18 wide receiver in Jackson Smith in Jigbia, and the list kind of goes on. They're in the running for at least one more. And then in the 2021 class, they've done well at the wide receiver position as well. They, continue to pursue guys at that position. And I really think that Ohio State has always been known as kind of a 3 yards in a cloud of dust type of school, but with Ryan Day taking over and the focus they've put on wide receiver development, the quarterbacks that they're recruiting, this could really be, a change in that approach and kind of more of a passing team, which I think in today's age and the college football playoff, you see those teams that can move the ball through the air are the teams that are most successful. So Ohio State's doing a great job in recruiting, and it's not just the wide receiver position. They're hitting all of them. There was a concern about, they weren't landing a lot of defensive guys early on. Could Ryan Day, an offensive coach, a quarterback's coach, could he recruit the defensive side of the ball? Was his staff good enough? Well, they started to answer those questions here in recent weeks, landing a couple defensive guys who they're pretty excited about. And obviously there's still plenty of time before the early signing day in December and then national signing day in February, where they can add to this class and then obviously the 2021 class beyond it.
We've got Patrick Murphy on the line from Bucknuts, and as you mentioned and allude to, certainly Urban Meyer was targeting the top wide receivers in the country, but more as complementary players that needed big plays downfield. Yeah. It was a power run first offense until Dwayne Haskins took hold of it. Now with Ryan Day, there's also a thought process that while Urban Meyer was looking for elite talent, meaning speed, athleticism, jumping ability, all those measurables, Ryan Day is looking for a more polished receiver that can come in, understand the offense, where Urban Meyer had the thought process that, let's get the best athletes on the field, then we'll teach them how to catch the ball and run patterns, where Ryan Day wants a more sophisticated passing attack and wants these guys to be ready.
Yeah, I agree completely. I think, especially when he was at Florida, you saw that with Urban Meyer's teams. They got a lot of, slot scat back type of players that could kind of play that hybrid role between running back and wide receiver. Like you said, they were athletes first and foremost, and then, learned that aspect of the game. And in recent, and then the Michael Thomases of the world who, came in as a true wide receiver to Ohio State, but even he took time to develop into the, player he's become, not only for the Buckeyes, but now for the New Orleans Saints. But yes, I think Ryan Day's approach has been a little different. They definitely want guys that could be ready to play early on, especially, like I said, with the quarterbacks that they're recruiting. The focus is still a bit of a hybrid guy, but they've got in the 2021 class, Kyle McCord. He's the 5th ranked pro style quarterback in the country, and then 2020, a guy that they've had committed for a while in Jack Miller, the number 2 pro style quarterback in the country. So maybe a little bit of a difference in quarterback too, where you're not requiring him to run the ball as much. But yes, if you have a quarterback that can get the ball down the field, you certainly want the receivers that are going to be able to go up and get it. And I think that's certainly been a focus for them here in, just the short time that Ryan Day's been involved in the program and since he's taken over as head coach.